how's it going, guys? So I wanted to make a video to talk about my entry for the Gigabyte 30th anniversary mod challenge. Now, it's just kind of hard to get the whole beauty or all the details of your build in pictures. So I definitely want to make a video to showcase it and just talk about it. So I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible, and I'm going to talk about three main points. Alright, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was some minor changes. Now, the first thing you might notice, if you look at the pictures from the beginning of my forum, or the beginning of my build, was that I had orange coolant. Now, the coolant that I was using was Primo Chill's Clear Ice coolant, which I don't think they even make anymore. Now they have those premixed solutions that are supposed to be concentrated, but okay, that's a totally different topic. And so I used that coolant, the Primo Chill Clear Ice, with Orange Mayhem's dye. Now I got that idea from one of Jay's 2 Senses videos when he switched his build theme to orange. That's the first coolant he went with. I liked how it looked, and it fit my theme, so I went with it. But after about 2 weeks, I ran into some issues. The coolant, or the dye, started to separate from the coolant, and I started to get a lot of buildup on my water blocks, so I flushed it out immediately. It took about 5 gallons of distilled water to get all of it out of the system, or out of the loop. And then I went with just Primo Chill's clear coolant, the premixed solution. So that's what you're looking at now. So, if I end up winning the competition, what I'll probably do is when I go down there, I'll dye it orange again just for the 2 days or whatever it is, and then I'll flush it back out and just stick with clear coolant from there on out. Now, the next little change you might notice is this bend right up here from the GPU to the CPU. The first bend I had was basically just a total free bend, whatever you want to call it, where I bent, all the way from the water block up, angled it over, and lined it up with the port on the CPU water block, and it didn't really come out perfect, It was a really tight fit. It's kind of worrying me how tight of a fit it was, so I scrapped it, and I just went with a single bend and a couple angled fittings. And it looks a lot better. I like that a lot more. It kind of fits the angled theme that goes, all the way from my CPU water block here in the outlet back into the radiator. It kind of has the same angle. I like the way it looked. It came out great. All right, the second thing I want to talk about, and probably the thing that's going to take the longest to get into, is my ideas behind the theme and kind of what I started with, where I was trying to go with it. So, to be quick, basically, I knew I wanted to use the Phoenix SLI motherboard. I like their enthusiast line of the motherboards. They look awesome. The orange LEDs on it, they just look gorgeous. So I knew I wanted to use that, and I tried thinking, what can I do besides the motherboard to enhance upon the color scheme of it? And that's where I got the inspiration from Dark Souls. The Praise the Sun thing, Solaire, Sun Bros out there, everyone knows, it's just a cult following. It's awesome, it's cool, it's funny. So the first thing I did was I talked to the guys at V1 Tech. I sent them just a sketch. They made a perfect fangirl for me. It came out great. And then after that, I started with the idea of the Estus flask on the reservoir. I hadn't seen anyone do that. Basically just paint an image over the reservoir and try and make something happen with it. So, that came out great. The next thing I did was a power supply shroud. It just looked really kind of just blank and empty around the power supply, so I knew I wanted to do a power supply shroud around it, which is kind of a hard shape to do, but it came out great. And actually I got the inspiration from that, or the know-how on it, from JP Modified. Jesse, if you're seeing this, shout out to you. It came out great. So I cut out the plexiglass, I bended it, and then I painted it, and I put the lettering on it, the stickers, and the logo I wanted to put on it was Praise the Sun. It goes with the sun symbol. It looks awesome. So yeah, that came out great. And the lighting behind these two is actually NZXT, the Hue Plus Cam Software's Candlelight mode. It goes great with the whole theme, the bonfires from Dark Souls, the Candlelight mode from the Hue Plus. It just works great together. The next thing is going to be these stickers here. Now, I felt like it was a little bland when it was just the the SSD and the Hue Plus by itself. So I drew up some ideas that kind of fit the theme of the competition and my build, and I sent them to a buddy of mine, Andrew. Shout out to you, man. They came out great. I did some sketches, emailed them to him. He did his magic, emailed them back. They came out perfect. I printed them on vinyl decal paper, cut them out with a razor, put them on there. They look perfect. They look professional. They're awesome. Last thing is going to be these fans here. Now, the fans that I bought were the Thermaltake orange ring LED fans, and the fan blades on these are actually black when you get them. So to make it match the motherboard and bring some white over to this side of the build, I spray painted the fan blades white. And all the spray paint that I used in this build was just Rust-Oleum's Paint and Primer in One spray paint. And it came out great. It looks awesome. If you didn't know any better, you'd think that this motherboard and these fans were made for each other. So Gigabyte Thermaltake, I don't know if you guys want to get together on that, because Gigabyte has the whole line of enthusiast motherboards in multiple colors. You can get, whatever LED color fans you want, paint the fan blades white to match the motherboard. So it looks awesome, looks great, came out really good. All right, the third thing, the last thing I want to talk about was basically, my whole kind of idea in the back of my head the whole time that I was doing this build is, what's Gigabyte going to get out of it? Is it going to be appealing to them? Are they going to want to have it in their suite? So on and so forth. And the whole inspiration was kind of just their extreme gaming product line, which is black, white, and orange. I wanted to run with that, do as much as I could with it. I hope that I accomplished that. I hope you guys feel that too. The orange, white, and black motherboard, and I tried to bring as many cool ideas as I could into the build, into the theme, to enhance upon the motherboard and Gigabyte's theme, just so they'd like it, you guys like it, it'd be an overall cool build. It's just a win-win for everyone. So I'm really happy with the way it came out. Thanks for watching. When it comes up to voting for a fan favorite, I hope you guys vote for me. If any of my friends, family watching this, vote for me. Thanks for your support. Take care. Bye.